Hi everyone, this is Robin Vermillion. I wanted to speak to my fans about a sensitive subject called depression. And it's one of those things that people don't want to talk about until it's too late. I had this big dream that not really to be a famous musician, but I have my own music site. It's on Reverb Nation, and I also have YouTube music on YouTube. There's something called SoundCloud, so my music's available on that. But sorry. Depression can affect everyone of all different walks of life, ethnic backgrounds, and incomes. And it's something that's taboo to talk about, and it should not be, because mental health affects us all. 60% of those who are incarcerated have mental health, often undiagnosed issues. But 60% of people incarcerated also have abnormally high intelligence. When I was younger, I had a counselor in the middle school, and the middle school counselor was just pretty amazing. Don't remember his or her name. I believe it was a female. And then later on, I went through high school, and I can tell you all this. I was severely bullied. I remember being stuck in a locker. You can visualize middle school lockers are quite small. They thought it was really cool to spit in my hair when I rode the school bus. I lived in Bloomington, but I lived one house down from being able to go to North High School. And my dad worked at GE, General Electric, and made the refrigerators. And my mom had various jobs, because back in the days, I was born in 1980, but to make a long story short, my mom had various jobs, and some of them were like telemarketing or that sort of type of thing, because she made money. She went to IU. She had a business degree or something like that. Mom, I'm sorry if I'm getting this wrong. Anyways, we knew the value of $1, and I can't exactly say that my clothes were, name brand. I remember back in the days we had the Guess jeans. You all remember the Guess jeans. Well, I saved up back in the days. I had an allowance of like $5 a week or something like that. And then over the summer, I would stay home by myself from the age of about 12 on, while my parents worked, doing laundry, that sort of thing around the house. And they paid me $20 a week. Well, back in the days, sorry, I've got to feed the babies. Guess jeans were like $30. And $30 was a lot back then. So I saved up for these Guess jeans. And I'm a curvy woman, but I wasn't back then. Those Guess jeans lasted literally one season. I never went without with my parents. I played the clarinet in junior high band. I was in martial arts for a while, and then for a while I volunteered at our school library, which was really cool, because it was like, kind of like, people would come in the study hall and that sort of thing. I was made fun of and called ugly from the point I started school by one person who has since apologized. But the damage, he was like, well, I was making poor choices then, and 20 years later, he was still making poor choices. But the sheer fact that he had apologized meant the world to me. I had a lot of people that apologized throughout the years, but, we had back in the days, we had the DARE program, but it was only like in 5th grade and maybe a little bit in junior high, but when we really needed it in high school, we couldn't have it. And so I didn't know anything about drug use or anything like that. My friend Sean had a problem that started out with alcoholism, and Sean was my friend from I would say senior year of high school, maybe 20 years ago. And we have one picture of Sean because Sean didn't like his picture taken. So, I'm sorry. I lost Sean 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, and Katie 4 years ago on my husband's birthday. So this is Sean. Okay? He was my best friend. We did everything together. This is Katie. I only knew her for a few years when she went to be with Jesus. Sean and I like to hang downtown Bloomington, Indiana. For those who realize that there's like 5 freaking states with Bloomington as a town. And so I took this, it's called a QRT class. It's basically suicide prevention and awareness. And it's taught at local hospitals and places like that for first responders. It can also be for care providers such as myself. I've been a home health aide / caregiver since my grandparents were alive. And I haven't done much with my music because I was going to give up. I was going to give up because, well, I got diagnosed with asthma, and then after that it was skin cancer, and then I was just sitting here thinking, I spent all this money on my music equipment. Well, I've got a good friend of mine, and his name is Mitch from the band Wayland, so I'm going to show you guys who Wayland is. Okay, the band is out of Wayland, Michigan. Mitch and I went to high school together. But anyways, he had a live concert on this site. I believe it's called Stage It. So my fans, with their busy schedule, can listen to my music, whether they are around the world or whatever. And I thought that was just the coolest thing in the world. Local music is kind of something that helps us express ourselves, and a lot of people don't go to local concerts. Unfortunately, a lot of venues have stopped having open mic nights and or karaoke. Karaoke is a great way to practice your music because you have the background music. You can record it for your music site. But in the memory of my friends, I don't want suicide or depression or mental illness or PTSD or whatever label the doctors have given you. I'm going to use the term label. I'm sorry. Here's the thing. Whether you're Christian or whatever you believe, there is a plan for your life. And it may not exactly be yours. For me, I have been singing this song, and I've been singing it for quite some time. And I was trying to come up with a new song to sing in memory of my friends, and there's been a lot of songs lately come out over the radio, and whether you watch YouTube videos or what you do. But anyways, I was listening to a lot of different songs, and I picked one, and it's in memory of anybody you've ever lost, whether they were a first responder or a best friend. Sorry, my babies are playing. Okay. I sing a cappella. I don't play guitar. It's Justin Moore. The Ones That Did Not Make It Home. Okay, you guys ready? Tour was up, it was the middle of June. She was planning a welcome home barbecue. Green bean casserole. Grandma's recipe. There was a knock on the door around 2 o'clock. 2 uniforms and her heart stopped. Yellow ribbon round an oak tree, blowing in the breeze. Here's to the ones who didn't make it home, the ones we ain't seen in so long. Hold up a beer, wish they were here once. They're not forgotten but gone. They're in a better place up there, but they sure left a hole down here. We just go on missing the ones who didn't make it back home. The whole town showed up, the whole town shut down, sang Amazing Grace. Watch a slideshow of his 22 years. There were laughs and there were tears, and the preacher talked about sacrifice, and traffic stopped for them Cadillac lights. Johnny sold beer half price that night, and everybody raised them high. Here's to the ones that didn't make it back home, to the ones we ain't seen in so long. Hold up a beer, wish they were here. They're not forgotten but gone. They're in a better place up here. They sure left a hole down here. We just go on living, go on missing the ones that didn't make it back home. Back to that front porch, back to that front door, to the life they've been fighting for. Here's to the ones who didn't make it back home, the ones we ain't seen in so long. Hold up a beer, wish they were here. They're not forgotten but gone. They're in a better place up here, but they sure left a hole down here. We just go on living and go on missing the ones that didn't make it back home. The ones that didn't make it back home. This is a cover song by Justin Moore, sang by Robin Vermillion. You can find my music on Reverb Nation. You can find it on SoundCloud. You can find it eventually on StageIt. And you can find it on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel. I believe it's Robin V. I'm not sure if it has my last name on it. But if you see an emergency first responder or a man or woman in uniform, or a nurse, or a doctor, or a caregiver, thank them, because they put their lives on the line every day for somebody. And I'm a home health aide, so people are like, why don't you become a nurse? Here's the thing. A home health aide is somebody that takes care of somebody that's in need at their house. And we have to have medical experience to be doing that. And We have to have a lot of training throughout the year to make sure that we know signs of a heart attack, or we can handle somebody with memory loss and dementia. Thank you for listening to my local music, and have a good day.